A few months ago, it was reported that E1 is being sold to Lionsgate, and there was a lot of fans out there speculating and wondering what in the hell is going on with Power Rangers. Will the show go over to Lionsgate? Will it stay under Hasbro? We're going to talk about that and talk more about yesterday's investor call. Power Rangers was mentioned, and there is some good things in the future. I can feel it. They didn't reveal too much, but what we heard was promising. Let's talk about it, break it down. Hit that intro, Rangers.
You are watching the Fan Club.
You're watching the Fan Club.
And you're watching the Fan Club. Do you know what time it is?
And you know what time it is.
It's time for the Fan Club. Let's go. Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Fan Club. It's your boy Dan Brosnan in the building. Now, we have been brewing on this for the last day, thinking about what was said at the Hasbro investor call, and honestly, the future seems bright, it seems positive, it's promising for Power Rangers. A lot of fans have been wondering what has been going on with Power Rangers. It's been very quiet, and then we heard a few months ago that Hasbro is selling E1 to Lionsgate, but there wasn't any specific details about Power Rangers. And I never thought for a second that Power Rangers as a whole was being sold, but we didn't know how the project and everything was going to happen. I mean, we still don't, but it's sounding like everything is staying with Hasbro. We are going to talk more about that in a minute. But I gotta shout out the homies over at the Illuminati. They put together a really good article of a bunch of different facts, and let's get into it and see what they have to say. Hasbro CEO finally breaks silence on Power Rangers in 2023. The legacy lives on. Chris Cox finally speaks out about Power Rangers for the first time. The future of the franchise seems to be in good hands. Our time with Power Rangers is over for now, but Hasbro's time with Power Rangers is only getting started. Ever since Chris Cox became the CEO of Hasbro, he has been rather quiet about the cherished tokusatsu franchise surrounding the superheroes we love until now. In 2018, Hasbro acquired Power Rangers, and the late CEO Brian Goldner acquired the brand with the vision of not only reinventing the franchise, but fostering its true potential. Sadly, tragedy struck, and Mr. Goldner died of cancer in 2021. Chris Cox succeeded him in January 2022, but he has never mentioned anything about Power Rangers, leading many fans to grow worried. We always wondered that when this new guy took over, would he care about Power Rangers the same as the other guy? Would he have the same vision as Brian? Because you got to remember, Brian went out of his way to acquire this brand. And when you do something like that, you are locked in. You almost are forced to put firepower behind it because that is a business move that you made. In Hasbro's third quarter 2023 earnings conference call, Cox did the unthinkable, detailing its growth despite the impairments Hasbro faced this year, in addition to the strikes in Hollywood, as well as reaffirming their commitment to Power Rangers. We talked about this yesterday or a few days ago, but long story short, because of the actors-writers strike, revenue fell 40%. Partially offsetting this, they saw a 53% growth in family brands driven by sales of Peppa Pig and Power Rangers content. That is big. Power Rangers showed up and they helped out when times were tough. Brands remember that. Even if you're not a big fan of Power Rangers, if they start making you some money when you really need it, you are going to remember that. Their direct-to-consumer business has grown 53% year to date, and Hasbro Pulse is a modest-sized platform. It is growing rapidly. There are a lot of good things happening for Power Rangers, and it's awesome and surprising to know that Power Rangers could be a priority for Hasbro now. For a while, it did not seem like that was the case. Marketing the brand has been underwhelming and inconsistent. It's also worth noting that the Lightning Collection is shutting down or taking a pause. But does that mean Hasbro is done with their rights to Power Rangers? Absolutely not. It just indicates that they know that they have a problem that needs to be fixed. In this part of the call, this is where Chris Cox reassures that Power Rangers is staying with Hasbro. Power Rangers is not leaving Hasbro. There are no plans to sell or give up any of the franchise brands for that matter. In fact, in the Q&A session, when asked if there were any plans to prune any of the brands, Cox had something reassuring to say. Our franchise brands are essential to the company and are linked to our main categories. In action figures, you have Transformers. Secondarily, Power Rangers. Power Rangers is on the verge of a major reboot, not just for the series at the hands of Jonathan Entwistle, but for the brand as a whole. It's possible, very likely, that Chris Cox's main interest has always been the reboot and was waiting for the kids' show to end with Cosmic Fury. It's also possible that he was just as surprised at how Power Rangers performed this year as we are. I agree. I think that the fans were going to show out. I mean, it's the 30th anniversary, and the fans that are really in the fandom and pay attention, this didn't surprise me so much, honestly. As long as they released a couple shows, had some cool toys. I mean, we were selling out some of the toys because they were hot items. You release a Master Morpher, your sales are going to go through the roof. You could probably re-release it and sell out that lot. I'm telling you, Power Rangers has a big fan base, and a lot of us are over the age of 20 or 18, meaning we have jobs. And even if we can't afford some of the major things, we can afford a $20 to $30 figure from time to time. It's very interesting to see how Power Rangers has kind of grown overnight. It's turned into like a dark horse sleeper as a brand that can continue to grow, and let's see them put some firepower into this. I like what they do with Transformers. I like what they did with the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Let's continue to build, but build around Power Rangers as well. Now, what are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of the comments, let's see what the fans are saying. Joseph said, I hope at the end of the month we're given some more info on the reboot, specifically the gimmick. I'm a Cat said, thanks for the update. Some positive news is always good, and Cosmic Fury was the best. I don't care what anyone says. I love Cosmic Fury. I thought it was awesome. Garfield said, I sure hope the actors' strike ends sooner than later, and when the reboot gets produced in early November this year for next year, and then hopefully we can get Sentai adapted Power Ranger seasons. Well, we're still in the strike, and it's November next week. We're not getting in pre-production. There's no freaking way. I mean, maybe they can get into some things with the writers and the producers, but they don't have a cast. They don't have actors, so that is going to be interesting. I hope they get something done soon. Katsiar said, I invested a lot in Lightning Collection this year, as well as the Dino Fury range. I am glad they noticed. See, shout out the fans. I know I spent some money on some Lightning Collection myself. Good job, fans out there. Techie said, is it guaranteed that Power Rangers will have another season after Cosmic Fury? Now, it's not guaranteed that they will have a season like Cosmic Fury with the same concept. We know that there is a reboot series coming, but that could be a complete other thing. Samurai Spirited said, does this mean Power Rangers is doing good? Yes, it's doing better. We think it's doing better than maybe a year or two ago, and that's good. They're not going to mention Power Rangers in a conference call if they did bad. You're not going to mention things. Okay, good example, right? We made a video talking about there is talks, and I've heard this from Beyblade fans. They're the ones that actually piqued my interest first, was Beyblade might be leaving Hasbro on their partnership, and they're going back to Tomy. There's going to be an opening for Power Rangers to get more spotlight. And if Beyblade was doing good, because they still have another set coming out this month, I believe, they would be talking about it. They would be saying, oh, Beyblade made us so much money, blah, blah, blah. No, they don't, because there's some negative things going on behind the scenes for Beyblade, so they're not talking about it. Power Rangers, it's making them some money, and they can't deny it. They have to bring that up, and I think it's a good thing, especially if you're an investor, because you always get those same brands that are always making you money. It's good to see Power Rangers, this brand that you spent hundreds of millions on, get some return. Davin said, it would not make sense for Hasbro to shelve Power Rangers after spending millions to buy the brand. I think taking a year off may be good so they can retool it and make it better. I agree. There's problems with the quality control. There's problems like with the show on how they want the vision to look. And maybe they take a year off to figure it all out and make it perfect. I'd rather they do that than just rush something out that is mediocre. James said, if Hasbro is trying to make a change in Power Rangers, then they might want to have better quality, better suits, and better writing. I agree. And with Jonathan Entwistle, you're going to have more of like a star-studded team of writers. They might have a possibility to bring in better actors. Not saying that the actors that we have for Power Rangers aren't bad, but there's not a lot of experience. We might be able to bring in some actors that have been on some popular shows in the past. Man of the USA Jones says, will they still import suits from Japan? I think with the reboot, that's a no, but you never know what they could do. Could they make a new show in this Power Rangers era that we know it? Could they make an animated show where they pick up on some of the newer Sentai adapted suits? Could we make an animated show that has some of the old Sentai suits that we never used? That would be fun. But what are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Shout out all of the fans out there that take the time out of their day to watch this content. You are the real MVPs and the reason why we can continue to make videos like this one. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members, Anime King Nick, Chaos Draco, The Arctic Operator, Dig Wyron, Tim Rage, Roderick Hare, Miguel Ortiz, Let's Talk Sports, Papillon Oger, Roderick Ham, Jason Morazes, Willie Maloney, Louis Cairns, Solima Ramirez, Danny Nascimento, Skird, Stephen Heffelman, Thomas Franco, Savage Sal, Tim Brown, Sean Schiffer, The Cosmic Nerd 24, Bruce Walters, and Austin White. Thank you guys so much for your support, and if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this content, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. You can also become a member. Please join the fan club support team right now. We have a Blue Ranger power-up and a Gold Ranger power-up. This is an awesome way to talk with the fans. Join a fan club official chat group. You can also be featured in our videos. At the end of the videos, I will shout you out. That's if you get the Gold Ranger Power-Up membership. Go check it out. Go support the fan club. We love you guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the fan club to say something funny.